Hey, it's Tim Tom back with news and politics. Thank you guys for watching. So let's talk about what's going on. As you can see, the news and the riots and the protests, and it's just been absolutely crazy. It really has been. And I saw the video, and I'm sure you saw the video of George Floyd being held down by 4 officers, and the guy yelling he can't breathe, and then the guy eventually is not even conscious, and he still has his knee on his neck, and he dies. He dies at the hospital, and it just mind-boggling that you're on camera. You're on camera and people are telling you, what are you doing? And he continues to do this on camera, and then he kills the guy. It's just unbelievable that something like this would happen. And I'm happy that the officer was charged with 3rd-degree murder and manslaughter. And I think manslaughter is the right way to do it. I don't think capital murder is necessary. The problem with capital murder is hard to prove. 1st-degree murder is hard to prove. And if you overcharge, it's hard to prove that, and then you don't have a case. So let's talk about this from a political thing. So this is a political channel, and we're going to be political with this. And from a political side of this is the most liberal cities is when this stuff happens. And Democrats, for the longest, the last 50 years, has promised to end racism and inequality. They have promised to be social justice warriors. And people want to blame Trump. They want to blame Donald Trump rhetoric, and they want to blame it on Washington, D.C. And they don't want to look at the police chief, who's probably a Democrat. They don't want to look at the mayor, who's probably a Democrat, the governor, the blue state. And this same thing happened not too long ago in New York. Remember Gardner in New York got choked up? New York is what? A blue state. So blue states that, black people live in, that they promise to take care of black people. We vote for them. Do they do anything? Does any laws? Does anything ever change? I don't see it. Freddie Gray, Baltimore. That's a blue state. Did anything change? Anything happen? I don't see it. Now, that Arbery guy that happened in Georgia, where he was jogging or something like that, Georgia is a red state, but that wasn't a cop. But if you start looking at some of these killings, they happen in blue states. They happen where Democrats run in control. So it comes down to it. If you're supporting Democrats, where are the tangibles? Where are the protection? You promised us this, and they haven't given it. And then that's why I don't really like Democrats. I don't really support them. I think that over the last 50 years, nothing have changed. I think Democrats pander to blacks and say they like hot sauce and all this other stuff to get our vote. And the vote has been taken for granted, and nothing has changed. So now we're at the point where we're having protests all around the country. People are just, at this point, some of these places is not even a protest. It's just loitering. They're burning down the Target, burning down the stores and businesses. And I look at the videos, and it's mostly young people. I don't see a lot of social distancing going on. I don't hear about the second wave. I do see some masks. But you can't destroy your city Because here's the thing, you have to live in that city. If you burn down all your businesses, guess what? You have to drive out to the birds where you're more likely to get pulled over, more likely to get harassed by police. So a lot of this, I think, is people are just bored. You know, they've been in a house for 3 months and now they have the excuse to go out and looter. And it's not just black people. There's videos of white people doing it too. But this is where we're at. And something's going to happen. They have to probably call the National Guard and get this under control. You can't let people destroy their cities. And right now there's a lot of unrest. But people are going to try to blame the president for this. But they're not going to pay attention to the local people that are Democrat, that are your party, that you support. So I think this is going to continue for a few more weeks. I'll say this much too. This is very important too. There was a time in America where something like this happened, and a lot of white people were saying that, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, I don't see anything, and kind of in denial or not really recognizing it, and that justified some of the protests and fighting because they did not see it. And if you look at some of the protests, white people are actually protesting with us. He was arrested. He was charged. The 4 police officers were fired. So when that happens, he does something wrong. When we do something wrong, we want justice. You can't erase all racism. You can't disappear all racism. Like, you can't get rid of all killings. I mean, humans, it's against the law to kill, but people still kill. But as long as justice happens, that's what we can do. So if we get justice here, then that's what we want. That's what needs to happen. But the looting and all the burned down shops need to stop. The pointing the blame and trying to blame the White House, that's not going to stop. Point at the party that represents you, that you vote for. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.